Hey guys, Boneyard here. I'm up in the back of my work truck. So on Marketplace, someone listed this old washing machine for free if anybody wanted it. I don't know if it was on Marketplace or one of those groups on Facebook. Anyway, I messaged her and I was the first one. I said I would like to get it. She said if you want it, it's out by the dumpster, go pick it up. And sitting next to it was this old galvanized can. And she said I could have that too if I want it. I took that also, but this, if it works, which I don't see why not, it's pretty simple. I'm gonna set it up outside on the side of my Pepsi machine and wash all my shop rags in there. So I don't have to keep buying them and throwing them away when they get oily and stuff like that. I just, you know, in the summertime, just throw them in here. I do have hot water out by my house there, so I could even add hot water into it and wash the rags and see how, if it works. If not, if it doesn't work, then you know it's just a cool piece to have sitting out there. So we're going to take the John Deere 400. We're going to try to get this thing in the bucket, strap it in. I got it on the truck by myself. It's not that heavy. This is the heaviest part up here, but it's more awkward than anything because it's kind of top heavy with that. So we're going to try to strap it in the bucket and get it down. So let's see if we can do this without dropping it. Okay guys, so you can see it kind of tilted up on the bucket. It wasn't big enough, the bucket wasn't big enough for the legs, but we got it. We didn't drop it and we didn't have to break our back. So I thought I was recording, so I went to plug it in and the motor wasn't running and it started smoking a little bit, so I unplugged it and I took the motor out, which I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. Anyway, it's just there's just some circular hold downs right here that hold it, and this is the coupling that goes to the gearbox. I couldn't get this screw out, but I was able to wiggle the motor out to get it out. So let's see if we can get it freed up. We got it on the bench and it's turned pretty stiff. And I'm not gonna get crazy into this thing if I don't have to, taking it all apart. I know it's probably just been sitting a while, so I'm gonna try to just lube everything up and see if we can get it to run. If not, I'm sure I can find one of these motors or take it apart and rebuild it. I'm not that up on electric motors, but anyway, I think we probably could pop these caps out. Looks like someone's already popped that one out once, and we'll see if we can lube that up. So let me see if I can get those caps out and bring you back. Okay, I took those caps out and there's 2 springs in there, and it looks like a wick right there. So I bet you put oil in there and that oil's that wick and the spring keeps tension on it. But for now, I just put some penetrating oil in it and I got it much nicer. It turns nice and free now. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna load this up, put some oil in here, motor oil, and get those wicks nice and soaked down, and then put it back together and we'll see if it's gonna run. And if it does, then we'll get it back in the machine. I think once we get this engine running, well, this motor, I guess it is. I can spin it by hand now. Once we get this running, I think it's gonna be fine. So hopefully I didn't do no damage when I plugged it in first and this little bit of smoke came out. So I'm gonna get oil in there, put those caps back in and find a way to hold it down. We'll put it on the floor when I plug it in and let's see what it does. Okay, so I got my trusty old oil can out and I put oil, soak those wicks down, and I put the caps back in. So if I can get these guys set up somewhere, let's see if it's gonna run. See how I can do this, make sure I don't fly out of my hand. But it does turn nice and free now, no problem. So hold on 1 minute. I'm gonna just try to hold it and plug it in at the same time. Here we go. Oh, there you go. It's actually running pretty nice. Not even moving. Not making any noise. Not smoking. It's a good thing I unplugged it as quick as I did. Yeah, let's unplug it. Winding down pretty nice. Plug it back in. Took off a little bit that time. And we're unplugging. Okay, cool. So let me get this back in there. Once I get it all bolted back in, we'll come back and see if it's gonna work. Okay guys, so we have the motor all back in, all hooked back up. I gotta cut that bolt out of this bracket and put a new bolt in there, so that's all nice and tight, instead of trying to slide that back in. Here's the tag, Easy Washer, model 5T9A, serial number 30030. So if anybody could tell me anything about it, that'd be cool. Made in the USA, Santa Cruz, New York. Not far from me. So, cool. Let's get this thing back up and let's plug it in and see if anything works. Okay, so before I plug it in, I took this cover off. Should have videoed it, but I didn't. Anyway, I want to lube these rollers up, make sure they're all nice and lubricated. And I'll show you, it's pretty neat how they do it. Trying to do this one-handed, sorry. Anyway, we got that in there. And then the top rollers, which is right here, they have too much junk laying around. They got these wooden, I don't know what you call them, brackets or something. That goes in here. Then the roller sits on that. So I'm going to get that all back together. I have no way to set you guys. I wasn't going to really get into this today, but I ended up doing it. So let's see if I can find somewhere. There's really no place I can set you guys where you can see. Maybe it will stay there. Maybe I can turn this, because this got a swivel. Pull a little pin, you can swivel this wherever you want it. Like so. So maybe you can see a little bit there. So let's get this top roller back in. We've got to figure out how that goes. So I'm going to put a little oil on here. Put a little oil on here. And some on the other side. Okay. These go on here. And I just got to remember what way this goes in, like this. This is the next step. Because it all kind of fell out on me. This way. Like so. Like that. And then this top cover goes on. And this got a crank right here on the top, and what this does, these two tabs puts pressure on those wooden pieces to put pressure on this top roller. So we're gonna lube all that up. I didn't want to plug the motor in and then have all this stuff not working and stuck, so I figured I will do that too while I got it all apart. Lube all these little pins and hinges and everything right in here. Okay, so I'm gonna get this top piece back on. Goes like this. And I got a couple of screws. Get this in the hole where it goes. Pretty neat. This is when they made stuff that you could service. Nowadays you can't service anything. Throw it away. Try and be careful I don't break anything, because definitely you ain't gonna get no pieces for it. There we go. And then this screw goes back here. I got the cover off here, and there's also another little I took it out already, a wick in there to lube that up, so we'll do that also. I need 2 screwdrivers. Still gotta level it out. It's not level. I'm going to look for a piece of bluestone slate. I have some somewhere around here. I don't know if I have one that's big though to put it on. Okay, so let's move this back this way. Make sure all this is working. Okay, so that brings that roller up. That brings it up. This brings it down, tightens on it. So it's just going to snug it a little bit. So now let's get oil, that little wick, whatever I did with it, kind of fell apart right here. Put a little oil in here. Then we'll put the wick in it and soak that down. And then this cover goes on, which it has a hole in it, I think. Right there. I thought a screw went in there, but that's right over top of that wick. So you put oil in there to service it. This just kind of pops on like that. So, all right. Shall we plug it in? See if it works. All right, here goes nothing. Aha, she's working. There's a lever here. Okay, so that turns that off. Turns the agitator off. There's 2 spots, feels like, so that's off, and then there's one here. And then there's another one all the way. Which I don't see much difference. So I have to look this thing up. That works, and the rollers are going around. Let's see what happens when I move this. Okay, that's off. And then if I move it this way, oh, it rolls the other way. That little flap goes down. And then off, and then you go this way with it. The flap goes up. So I'm not quite sure what that does or why that does that. So that way the flap comes up and it rolls one way, and that's off. And then when I flip it the other way, the flap goes down and the roller goes the opposite way. So I guess you roll it this way and all the water will run back into the washing machine. And then if you spin it, no matter where you have this, then you can do the other side. That's what I'm guessing. This is a drain here, looks like. And you see the water spigot on the bottom. So once you fill it up with water, you're done with your laundry, you can drain it. Yeah, this is going to be pretty cool. I'm going to wash my rags and stuff in here, and that way I don't have to throw them away. It'd be fun to use it. Of course, you know, I'm probably just going to use it in the summertime. But I guess I could fill it up with hot water, use it if it's not too cold, and just drain it out. As long as no water gets down into the gearbox. And that's another thing I'm going to have to look into, how to service that. So yeah, easy wash. And then to pick the top up, you push this. There's one on each side, and then you can pull the top up. And then lock it back down. I'm trying to do it one-handed, like so. Pretty neat. It's quiet. It's not that loud. You was living large when you got one of these, I guess, huh? So if anybody could tell me anything about it, what year, I would appreciate it. And I think that's going to be it for this video. I'm going to level it up. I'm going to look for some bluestone like that to put under it. And the next video on this will be doing some laundry. So if you liked the video, guys, hit the thumbs up. I know it was a quick video. Wasn't planning on doing it, but what the heck, we got it running. I'm gonna find something to cover it with because it's gonna be outside. I have to find some kind of cover. I've been collecting grill covers. That's what I got on my tire machine. So maybe I can find something like that. But I gotta talk for now because it's supposed to snow tonight. So I will cover it up and then we will revisit this. So stay tuned for that, and some more videos coming. We got some stuff going on at John Deere. I'll bring you up to speed on that. So anyway, guys, that's it for now. Hit that thumbs up, and always, you guys be safe out there. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Appreciate it. I almost forgot about the can. So it says on it, not to be used for powder storage. So whatever that means, I don't know. You can see it's got a little corrosion on the side of it, but I don't know what that's from. I'm wondering, let's see what it says here. It's hard to read that. Clean that up, see if I can make that out. But it's got a cool top on it here. Turn that. Take that off. Clean on the inside. So if anybody knows what that is for, please leave it in the comments.